Yeah, we're ready to play Missouri this time. I think we just had a good practice. We obviously had a disappointing outing at their place. It started a 3-game losing streak. Guys understand that you got to play hard no matter who the opponent is. And at the time, Missouri hadn't been playing well, and they've now gotten a couple wins, and they proved they're a pretty good team. They kind of were figuring themselves out. They had some guys out with injuries. Some of that's helped them figure themselves out a little bit more. Some guys are playing more minutes. The bottom line is, if we play hard, we'll be in good shape. And we didn't play hard at their place, and they played hard, and they made threes at a high rate, and where they hadn't been shooting the ball very well coming into that game. And credit to them, they got their guys ready to go when they could have easily packed it in, and they got a good win against us. So they're coming back here 2 weeks later, and we got to bring a lot better energy, and I think the practices have gone better. I think our guys are playing better, harder. I think they understand the level of play it takes to win in this league, and we saw it a lot better against LSU. We didn't shoot the ball well at all and still won against one of the better teams in the league. So we've proven even if our offense isn't looking great, our defense is more than capable of winning this game. So that's what we've been stressing, and then the offense will, for the most part, take care of itself. We'll make some tweaks here and there, but we went back and charted it out. We shot 2 for 27 on uncontested threes against LSU. So we had 27 open looks from three and only hit 2 of them. I would think with the shooters we have, that would have looked a lot more like 10, 11, 12 makes, but it wasn't. And I like the fact that our guys still competed. So we're looking for the same competitive energy, the same fire, the same toughness, same defensive focus that we had Wednesday night, tomorrow, and hopefully shots drop at a whole lot higher rate.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go ahead and start with questions. As a reminder, just use the raise hand function and we'll get your question. Let's start off with Nick Kelly first. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, how's Juwan Gary doing, and what's his status moving forward?
Juwan's got a facial contusion. He's still pretty puffy. He has not practiced. He's day-to-day. Not sure that he'll be able to play against Missouri, but hopefully we have him back here pretty soon.
Charlie Potter, you're next.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned playing Missouri. Just is it good to kind of see them this quickly after the loss and guys kind of motivated by that stuff?
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst. I've been watching some other college basketball. Danny Hurley's a pretty good friend of mine at UConn. They played Butler in back-to-back games, which is a little weird. So, we had 2 weeks between, which is pretty quick. But, I do think probably the quicker we played Missouri, because you hate to say it, but there's definitely some motivation factors that go into some of these games. And if they remember how badly we got embarrassed at their place, hopefully that still sitting in their stomachs and adds a little extra motivation for us to play a lot harder than what we did at their place.
Let's go next to Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, Nate, were you surprised with the way they came out against Missouri the first time and didn't seem to be in the right mental space for that game?
Yeah, I did. It caught me off guard. I thought we'd had better week leading into that. I thought they'd play harder. And we started in the zone because we didn't really have a matchup for Charles. And maybe we should have just matched him on whoever we felt was the best matchup and went with it. But, so we got down 9-zip, which wasn't an ideal way to start the game. But we came back and had an 8-point lead in the first half, I believe, towards the end of that first half. So it wasn't as if the zone just totally cost us the game. We were up 8 after we got out of it, and we just didn't play hard enough. The start of the second half killed us. We came back, we ended up being up 3 at the half, and then they scored on their first 9 possessions of the second half. So I think, once we got down, came back, got up 8, up 3 at the half, guys just had to relax. All right, we got this in the bag. We'll take care of this. And that's just not the mindset we talked about as a team, not the mindset we've tried to instill in them, definitely not the mindset we've had here in the past. And it cost us in the second half. If you're going to give a team 9 straight possessions where they score, you're going to have a hard time beating them. So it did catch me off guard. Hopefully they've learned. Hopefully we've matured from that experience, and I trust we're playing a lot better. Practices have been harder. Games have been harder. It helps. We've got some more guys maybe in the rotation. In hindsight at Missouri, if certain guys weren't giving us the effort we needed, I probably should have gone to some other guys. And it's nice we've got Rojas available. He's definitely a different mindset. I mean, he's trying to compete on every possession, play hard, play tough, physical. So it's nice we have him back. I think we built some confidence up with some other guys. Jason was our first sub in the last game. He's been playing a lot harder in practice. If certain guys that have been playing heavy minutes aren't going to give us the effort we need to win the game, then we'll go with some guys that we feel will.
Michael Brown, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Having played Missouri 2 weeks ago, and you kind of just addressed it a little bit, but as the coach, how do you kind of balance that aspect of looking for, I guess, revenge against the team that you felt you probably were a little bit better than and should have beaten, versus really just trying to play a better game this time around?
Yeah, I think if you get into the whole revenge, extra motive, so what happens when you don't have that? To me, it's play the right way every time. It's more, are we going to be mature enough to play hard like we're supposed to, rather than a revenge? I haven't really talked about revenge. We've just talked about this is what this team is capable of doing if you don't play hard and guard them. We need to be mature and play hard no matter who the opponent is. I mean, we played a lot harder. After the Missouri game, we played a lot harder against Auburn. Well, it's Auburn. It's a big rival. They're ranked. They're top. We had a chance to beat Auburn. So why are we playing this hard in this game and not this hard in this other game? To me, that's immature. It's losing basketball. We went on a 3-game losing streak. That Missouri game, which thought we gave the poorest effort we've given all year, started the 3-game losing streak. We've got to get the arrogance out of us, realize why we won like we won earlier this year, last year. We went into, we chart those blue collar points. The highest total we've had all year was our game against Gonzaga. We had 126 of them. Well, up until the LSU game, we'd had 2 of our 3 lowest totals in those blue collar points. We had an 84 and an 85 in 2 out of those 3 games. You can't, those stats are like effort stats, deflections, rebound tips, charges, floor dives, stuff like that. When you're playing really hard, like we did against Gonzaga, the offense flows pretty well too. When you're not playing real hard, it doesn't matter how good the offense is, you're probably going to lose the game anyways. And then when you do play really hard, like LSU, we had, I think, 116 blue collar points. We were flying around. We had 19 boards. Even when the offense is bad, you give yourself a chance to win the game. So we need to get that same effort every night out. And then if we can get the offense going, then we can start to win some dominating games like we've been able to do here in the past.
All right. It looks like all the questions we have. Thank you, Coach.